Hey friend, my name is Tiggy. I'm a fashion hobbyist and personal style enthusiast, and today I am sharing with you my current fashion obsessions. I saw like a few other people doing this video and I really liked it. I kind of thought the idea was interesting enough for me to try, but I didn't know what the execution was gonna look like. So I've just kind of been saving things over the past week, and maybe like if this video does well and if you guys actually like really like it, then I'll keep doing it. I'm just gonna hop right into it. If things don't flow appropriately, like please drop a comment. Like I am still really new to YouTube. I've only been putting out YouTube videos for like a few weeks. Yeah, I think like almost 3 weeks. So everything is kind of still in flux and then really new for me. If you like the video, please leave feedback. If you don't like the video, please leave criticism. I really appreciate it and it helps me improve. Also, since I am new, I would definitely suggest that you subscribe and like my content so that you can be brought back for the journey as I continue to grow. Anyways, without further ado, I'm just gonna hop right into it. Black History Month is right around the corner. There are 2 trends that I feel like the Black community are kind of like spearheading. And I wouldn't even call it trends. I would just say like fashiony, styly things that they do that we do. I said I don't know why I said that. Like what am I like cosplaying as like a black girl right now? What the fuck is going on? No, I'm black, y'all, I swear. Number 1 is a long coat with a baseball cap. I think it's Kiari. I hope I'm saying his name right. Oh my God. Kiari on Instagram does it. Like it's part of his signature style. Like I've noticed that he often wears like a lot of like big dramatic statement coats with a baseball cap. And if he doesn't have a baseball cap on, he has his puffs out, and I think that's so fucking chic, and I think it's so cute. And I said chic, I don't know what chic means. It's so unique and it's so specific onto him, and I think it's so freaking cool. And it's definitely like a city trend. Like trench coats with a baseball cap, large, long coats with a baseball cap, fur coats with a baseball cap. It's such like a city thing. Like you see it a lot, I would say, probably in like Chicago, New York, because those are big cities and it gets cold there. But I think it's so cool, and I typically see only black people doing it right now. I love it. I have loved to see it. The other trend that I like right now too, and I can't find the original photo that I saw that I freaking love. Oh well, denim on denim sagging. Yo, I have like some little baby references, but it's not what I originally saw, y'all, I swear. But denim on denim sagging, I think it's just so hot. I think because it's weird and layered, it just looks really cool, especially when the under denim is a thin denim, so it just fluffs really nicely. It just like fluffs really nicely. I'm actually gonna try to recreate it because a lot of my clothes don't fit me anymore, and I think that I can like belt it in a way that is super cool. And I'm not saying it's cold here because it's not cold here at all, but when I get to colder climates, I definitely want to play around with it, and I do want to try. That's something else that I really liked about doing this video, like the research behind it. I didn't realize that I like so many things, and it was super cool to find out like, oh, I was influenced by this, or oh, I had seen this before and I liked it, and I didn't realize that subconsciously I was like, let me recreate this. Like our thoughts come from places, like we are a build up of everything that we have ever loved, and it is so cool to me that I kind of got to like pinpoint certain things and also get inspired, and now I know a direction to head into. Okay, number 2 is definitely pants that tie around the waist. When I say pants that tie around the waist, I'm not talking about no, I'm talking about like these pants that have like a skirt that goes around the waist, and it's not pleated, it's just a regular normal skirt. I just think that it's so interesting. I think that it has so much visual interest. Yeah, I like it. I think that it's a perfect blend of like masculine and feminine, because the way that the skirt is just like a straight pencil skirt, and it gives very like corporate kind of. I probably wouldn't personally incorporate this or wear it in my personal style because I got a little bit of like, you know, a little shape down there, you know what I'm saying? Got a little something going on. So I don't think it would, I think it could work really well on me, but I like seeing other people more than I like to see it on myself. It also reminds me a lot of like Japanese fashion, how they do incorporate like the skirts on top of pants, which also reminds me of Judy Bean Jones. Judy Bean Jones, when I talk about like fashion and stuff, there's one particular book that I read, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was like this little girly book, and she was it might not have been Judy Bean Jones.
When I found this reference, I actually started jumping up and down with joy. The book is Judy Moody Goes to College, not Judy B. Jones.
She went to go visit the this older girl at college or something, and she stayed with her for like 2 days. The girl was talking about like, yeah, wear a dress over pants and all this kind of stuff, and she was like talking about her style, but it's such an obscure reference. So-and-so goes to college. It was so good, and I loved it. And I think that that's actually probably one of my like style references like for myself, which is a video that I'm actually gonna make. Just like to play. Like that is always my biggest tip and like my biggest piece of advice is to play. Like play, and always reference yourself first, because the things that you like on yourself, you can expound upon and change and elevate, and it becomes like a big, anyways. My next thing is belts. I love a belt. I love a belt. I love a belt. I love a belt, but particularly big belts and belts that are styled in unexpected ways. Another reference for me, I like black country style. I like when black people mix regular black culture things with country things, because I think that they are so intimately intertwined. Not intimately intertwined, but they do have like similarities. I love it. I love black country style. I got really into it probably like this time-ish last year, and I bought this cow print skirt from Zara. I have this belt with this big old buckle on it, and I loved it so much, and I always thought to myself like, I want this belt and this dress to go together, but I'm wearing a dress, so how am I gonna style that? Belts that are styled in unexpected ways are one of my favorite things right now. Julia Fox did it, and I realized like I'd seen this months before, like when it first came out and people were talking about it, because she did like this look that was around like digital media and like digital products and how they end up in like landfills and that kind of thing, and it reminded me a lot of like archival, like early media materials. So like CD players, sorry it's really loud outside, so like CD players and stuff of that nature. Like that was a really like big interest for me, and I thought that it was really interesting how she conceptualized it, and I really liked it. But I'd seen that months ago, and so when I wore it, I was like, oh, I was inspired by this and I didn't even know. I was influenced by this and I didn't even know. And I loved her look. And then like I said, I love big belts too. And big belts, man, yo, I just like a funky, cool belt. I like everyday simple things that just have like a weird detail. Like I like weird, strange details and things. And then that's gonna lead me into my next thing, because one of these things, I'm like, is that a belt or is that a corset? My next thing is definitely corsets. I'm obsessed with corsets. If you guys have been on my Instagram at all, I have 2 corsets from Fancy Club that I have been wearing the fucking brakes off of. Man, they're up in that closet right now screaming. They begging for help. They crying for help. Please don't let us out. A little bit about me. When I was younger, I used to be in love with like the Renaissance era. I did like a lot of little like kitty projects on it. I love the drama. I love the big skirts. I love the bustles. I just loved seeing how fashion progressed so slowly, but also so vastly within like 100 to 200 years. And it was so interesting to me when I was younger, and I loved it. I loved it so bad. I think that like this is part of like my childhood coming out and my love for corsets, because there's something about like corsets traditionally, like when they first came out, they were an undergarment. They were meant to cinch underneath your dress so that you were given the illusion of having like this really dramatic silhouette, right? And it was considered a part of like your health to have it on. And now seeing like some of that those romantic style corsets come back, or not even come back, because they've never really left. Like I don't think corsets ever truly left, but the way that I've been finding like these designers that are doing them right now, like the romance and the silhouette and the cut is just so cunt. I love it. I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've never had to like formulate how I think about style and fashion to people before. This is so cathartic. Like this is so cathartic to be able to share with you guys. It's so cool. But anyways, basically there's something about underwear as outerwear that I've always like really enjoyed and liked. Like the state of being undone, but that just kind of being the outfit. I love that. I love that. Real bad. That corset, the leather one, I don't know if it's a belt. I don't know if it's a corset. The way that they have it styled on the website, oh my gosh, it is so hot. It is so freaking hot. Another thing that I'm really interested in right now, which is like kind of normal, is cow print. I really like animal print, specifically cow print right now. I'm really glad that animal print is coming back, because the way that these companies and these brands have been reimagining it for consumers, I think is a lot more practical and a lot more elevated, in my opinion, timeless. Of course, the only thing that makes something timeless is if you wear it forever. You know, like that's honestly, when you really think about it, like that's the only thing that makes it timeless when we talk about like garments if it's something that you can wear forever. And I think that the way that animal print is being done right now, specifically cow print, is it can be very timeless, and I like that. I like cow print. I also think that the genuine cow print coming into style is really cool for me too. This is like on the edge of like regular cow print, you know what I'm saying? Like just regular shit. And then there's also like cow print, which is like, this looks like they ripped it off of a fucking cow. And I like that. I do indeed like that. I like that genuine look. I definitely do 120% want to get some more cow print. I actually love cow print. I love this cow print dress. I wish I had like some more cow print stuff, and I will be investing in cow print over the next year. Ooh, okay. So now that we're kind of like in this like animal kind of weird, the whole alien aesthetic, for lack of better words. So right now, I know what we're thinking. You're thinking it, I'm thinking it. You're thinking it, I'm thinking it. FKA Twigs. I also love that my generation is finding FKA Twigs now, because y'all, my mom loved FKA Twigs and she used to make me listen and watch her music videos. I love her as a creative artist. I never really liked all of her music. I do have some saved right now, okay, trust. I do like her music, but I didn't like love it like how my mom did, and I always felt like I was a fake fan because I was like, my mom loves this shit. I remember when my mom found it, she like literally came and got me, was like, you need to see this. And I was young, she was young, and it was like a wonderful experience. FKA Twigs has always been kind of like on this alien, weird, ethereal vibe to her, so I haven't listened to the album yet. Okay, let me preface this by saying I have not listened to the album yet, but I like the way that the direction, like specifically with her style and her fashion, the way that like she's expressed her ideas so far come across as very like alien, and I love that. When I was younger, I used to say that I was an alien, and I think that that comes from like feeling displaced among society. We'll get more into that in a second because I have a train of thought and we're going somewhere with this, okay? FKA Twigs reminds me of Material Fecalis. I remember when I found them when I was like 14, and I was always like, whoa, what the fuck? And it was so strange to me, and it itched the back of my brain. And so I followed them for a really long time. And then when I talk about this in my last video about, my last like sit down video about celebrating every win. But I went through this like really big push to like conform to society. Talk about it in my color theory video. I don't know if I talked about it in my celebrating every wins video. I went through this really big push when I was younger, around like a teenager, like turning into adults, like a young adult, when I was in the military, to assimilate and to like be like everybody else. So my mom is an artist, okay? And when I left her household, I rejected everything that she had taught me. I was like, maybe I'm Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Christian, guys, like at all. And so I went really far to the other end of the pendulum, and I like stopped following them, basically. It reminded me to challenge conformity, especially in times like this that are so uncertain. I think we forget that we have the power to decide for ourselves. And I'm not talking about like free will. I'm talking about like, okay, we're saying that this is going to happen and this is going to affect us. We must persist anyway. We must continue to celebrate and find ways to stand out and be individuals, and not let the things that are going on around us affect us as much, and to challenge the status quo and to truly embrace ourselves. They remind me of that. I find it in little things like music, how people present on social media sometimes, and the people that I meet in my real life, where those things really inspire me. It's important to challenge, to question, to ask why, especially when it comes to style and the general wave of how things move. I hope that was vague enough to not make anyone feel any type of way, but also like specific enough for you to understand what I'm saying. Which all reminds me of SZA's new album, okay? And I'm not talking about her new album, I'm talking about her cover art where she's a bug, which reminded me of Melanie Martinez, and how Melanie Martinez, and her name is not Melanie Martinez, in fact, okay? When I found her on an indie station in the middle of fucking St. Louis, which is in the middle of fucking nowhere, Midwest. It was on this indie station, it was late at night. I think I was in the backseat of my mom's car. I had asked her to put the station on, and he played like a song from her, and I freaking loved it. And it reminds me so much of like childhood nostalgia mixed with like pop, and I loved it. And I found her before she blew, okay? Yeah, original fan. For real. When she took this new character on, Void character, again, very ethereal in a different way, I loved it. Okay, I love a good character. I love a good like storytelling moment when you embody characters in your art form, such as SZA's album, Melanie Martinez. I'm sorry. Also, I'm saying Melanie Martinez because that's how the radio show dude introduced her, but it's not Melanie Martinez, it's Melanie Martinez. Anyways, with FKA Twigs' new album, a lot of these have like their own character to them. Like they become like something separate from the artist, like something, I feel like that's a deeper level of creativity when you have like a character that you can separate from yourself that is an expression of what you're trying to convey. And I love that. And so yeah, alien stuff, I like it. I like that as a fashion trend. I don't know how I could incorporate it. I don't know how you can incorporate it. I don't know what it looks like for you. I don't even know if I make any sense right now. It reminds me a lot of like play, imagination, and the unknown. And I think that's part of the reason why overall I liked the alien push that I get from these albums that I just named and some style references that I just named. I like it. Yeah. Hell yeah. So then the last thing that I was really cool, that I think is really cool, and I don't know if it's an obsession, and there's no way to like really incorporate this, I don't think. There's a fashion house that just did cow boots. Right? Right, like hoofs. Right. Someone just did that. Someone in the world, in the fashion world, just did that at a show.
This was the Alexander McQueen 2024 Autumn Winter collection.
Then I found out that in the early 1900s, specifically between 1919 and 1933, which is when Prohibition was happening, moonshiners wore cow shoes. They basically had shoes made that were in the shape of the cow hoof. So when they were out in the fields and they were making illegal alcohol, they couldn't be tracked because their shoes resembled cow hoofs. And I thought that was super interesting because they were often on foot. Law enforcement was often on foot. So if they got caught and they started running, they would also get lost because they couldn't follow the tracks because it was a cow print and not a regular shoe print. I think that's super cool. I don't know, something about it was just really interesting to me, and I liked it. And with that, those are my current fashion obsessions. My name is Tiggy. I am a personal style enthusiast and fashion hobbyist, and formerly fashion tourist. I'm still traveling. I think that I'm a fashion hobbyist more than I'm a fashion tourist because I'm not just shopping to shop and I'm not just looking for places to shop. I am interested in fashion and culture from that perspective as a fashion hobbyist. So I'm gonna identify more so as a fashion hobbyist from now on. I am traveling the world full-time for the next 5 months now in order to find the best clothes for you guys. Ultimate mission is to help other women feel good about their inner selves in order to express that through their outerwear. Look, I did that today with sharing my little fashion obsessions because I hope I encouraged you all to take a look more deeply at the things that you are interested in. That's it in the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I am a small YouTuber right now, so if you like this video and you want to see more of it, comment so I can know. Share it so I can know, you know? And if you don't like it, please leave your critique in a very respectful manner below. Okay? Anyways, join me on the journey, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.